everybody. I'm Marvin Jackson, and welcome to the Sideline Report. Happy holidays, everyone, and season's greetings. Today, we have a special guest, Marc Harrison, and you know the other two guys, Lou Holder and our First Lady of Sideline Report, Donna Hopkins. And everybody doing?
Happy holidays.
Marvin, happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me back, brother.
I got candy canes for everybody when I see you. Okay.
Give it to the Kappa guy.
I know what to do with those canes.
Get on Omega on this call. I'm going to do anything with candy cane, brother.
Oh, that's right. And Lou, happy birthday to Elder Watson Diggs.
You sure thought big.
Kappa Alpha Psi.
Trinity Incorporated.
Yeah. Hey, everybody watched that game, Washington against Philadelphia. And a lot of the players felt that, that was just a special game because Washington and Philadelphia just always hit hard when they play each other. It's a tough game always. And let's hear what some of the players had to say.
There was a lot to like early when I told the guys this game we're going to have to arrive violently and finish violently. And I thought first half we did do that, but it has to be for the whole time.
The energy was there today. The focus was there. The preparation was there. And like I said, we like where we were going into halftime. They're a great football team. We knew they weren't just going to hand it to us. We had to go out there and try to take it. And, I'm not going to even put it all on just the quarterback change. Like, it affected things. But at the end of the day, there was still plenty of time for us to continue to make plays, and we just didn't, and they did. And so when adversity hits, I kind of, spoke to the team a little bit about that. You just got to be able to pull up your bootstraps and figure out a way.
You got to make the plays when they come. Like, we didn't make enough plays when we needed them. We didn't get off the field when we needed them, whatever it may be. But we didn't make enough when the opportunity presented itself. So
I think the level of urgency that goes into playing whoever it is, one game isn't more important than the next. You know what I'm trying to say? So I think it's just the fact that, again, capitalizing on the opportunity that you get.
We got next year, and that's all we can focus on, just move forward and try to make it ours next year. So.
The energy out there tonight was electric. And so, when we're playing home, we want them to help us protect the house. This is our stadium, you know what I'm saying? So just continue supporting us. We appreciate the fans. I appreciate the fans deeply. And, we're going to keep doing what we can as a football team to make sure they're enjoying the shows we're putting on out there.
They have not been good at home. Like, there was the Raiders game and one other game. They've lost almost all their home games.
Hey, Lou, they've been kind of like bad overall this season.
2-5.
Yeah, they've been pretty bad all season long. Spotty, even on the road. This has not been a good team this year. And for them, listening to the interview opportunity they had, because they were in the game 14-10 at one point, and then it just started spiraling out because of these penalties that they keep getting that keeps killing drives and killing them. And, you could say a lot about this team as far as some of the things that you saw. But at the end of the day, if you don't play 4 quarters of football, you can't win games. They end up losing games at the very end. They came out strong. They forced a turnover, which something they wanted to do on special teams. But to get 3 points, a team like Philadelphia, who has not played well, but they know how to win, you've got to score touchdowns. And I was happy that they ran the ball a little bit more, but still this team is missing so many opportunities that they get of finishing games out strong.
You hit the nail on the head, Donna, with, it's a comedy of errors. I mean, if you look at the season as a whole, you're looking at a team that started out with injuries. You add lack of discipline, lack of able to finish games. It's a recipe for disaster in any kind of sport, but especially in the NFL. And then you're playing against a Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. They're traveling down the road. I think they got on a bus to come down here, just straight down 95 to get to 495 and get to Landover and just, play a solid game. But the Commanders have shown bright, they've shown spots of hope this season. So you have to be a little encouraged about where we're going next year. But again, it's just it's a recipe for disaster when you're dealing with injuries and people coming back. You don't get the momentum. The snowball never got started going downhill for the Commanders this season. And unfortunately, they've been 2-5 at home. You lose your home base that way. But yeah, I mean, the future is bright. You get your quarterback back next year and heal up some folks. It'll be a greater season next year for sure.
Look, the Commanders had their opportunities in this game. They had more than their opportunities in this game. And you can see a little bit from the 2-point conversion from Sirianni to the way it ended last year to how it finished last game there. I mean, there's all the little spices put together for a nice little rivalry for the next couple of years with this team. But again, I mean, the Commanders just, you cannot lose opportunities like that.
The Eagles wanted to go for 2 at the end of the game in the fourth quarter. And right after that, they got the 2 points, and there was some ill feelings there. And I'm sure most of the people on that Washington bench did not like that. But here's what a couple of the players had to say about that little skirmish that happened on the field, which Mikey Sanders still was right in the middle of it, as small as he is.
I can't speak for what was going on specifically on that play because I was on the sideline, but it comes with this game, with these two opponents. There's a lot of history, obviously, and they were beating us, so they're not going to throw in the towel. They're not going to take it easy on us. They're trying to go for 2 and bury us. And as a team, it's not like you tell them don't go for 2. We got to stop them. Offensively, we got to help our defense.
The rivalry is what it is for a reason, and it's continuing to live up to the legacy of what it was in the past. And I'm excited to be a part of such a historic rivalry.
Sanders still had a guy that was at least 100 pounds heavier than him, throwing him around, and all the other his other teammates protected him.
There was a lot of throwing around in that game at the end, but I don't have a problem with the Eagles going for 2 because that's part of the game. As Terry said, you got to be able to stop them. If you don't want them to score, then stop them. But at the same breath, you can't have bad sportsmanship. The Eagles started the fight. And let me just call out you, Eagles. Even though you won it, you started the fight because when you saw 56 thrown at Mikey, the other team came. What I did see in that game is the brotherhood here in Washington is for real because the Eagles won the game, which I wish the Commanders would, but they got them in a few weeks. But the Commanders stood up for the brotherhood and protected their house. They may have not won in their house, but they protected their house and the brotherhood.
What do you see there, Mark?
Hey, Marv, speaking as a little guy that's been in football fights as a wide receiver in college, you get into those fights because it's going to get broke up, okay? Let's just be real. And if somebody hits you, you just go flying somewhere, and then you jump back in there just to show that you ain't no punk. Let's just be real with it. But, somebody said they asked Sirianni why he went for 2, and he answered, because we can't go for 3. So, that's the kind of attitude that they brought down the road. But you take it a little personal when you're getting beat, and then we're going to add insult to injury and try to go for 2 just to embarrass the team. You take it a little personal, and all it takes is one shove. It's a powder keg with a short fuse, and like Donna said, the brotherhood showed up because one person's not going to go down. One thing that the Commanders is a family, and that team is going to fight together.
Listen, Marvin. Listen, Marvin. Donna, me and you, we saw it a couple of years ago when Chip Kelly came in here and did the same thing. If you don't want to get embarrassed, play better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when Chip Kelly came in here and the very first play from scrimmage, it was Mike Vick to Deshaun Jackson, right? And I was like, if you don't want that to happen, play better. Play better. And they did. This particular game, the last game, they did play better, but not for 4 quarters. And if I'm a football team, I'm like, look, Sirianni has a propensity of doing this, right? He does this a lot. Like he did this in San Francisco, and Big Dom had to get in the way. I mean, he does crazy stuff like that. He's known throughout the league to be a hothead, to say certain stuff for bulletin board, whatever. I mean, you're at home, right? To prevent that, play better.
You know, Mike Tomlin did something similar. Mike Tomlin, remember the time Mike Tomlin came in here with Pittsburgh? I believe Mark, your boy, Isaac Red Zone Redmond, was on that team at the time. And he just did an onside kick on the opening kickoff. I mean, that to me.
Hey, Marvin, this is not a friendly game. This is not a friendly game. So you don't friendly.
Okay, great. The brotherhood showed up and everything like that. But at the end of the day, I mean, the Eagles just came in here and at the last couple quarters, they just had their way with the teams. So, I mean, it is what it is. But you got to put that, because you played them, and then Dan Quinn's talk about, okay, bet. All right, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Well, I mean, you know, we'll see what happens up in Philly.
Hey, but you know what? I like that because I'm not backing down from nobody. I'll see you in a couple of weeks, and then we'll see. And we'll see what
but Donna, honestly, Donna.
And hey, but you know what? Even if you get beat, you talk trash.
Donna, in that game, the Eagles are going to be playing their third string people. I mean,
I might suit up for the Eagles next week.
Hey, look, that weekend. I don't care who they're playing. You can play the 4th, 5th. If that's who's in there, then I'll beat you here.
Because they had nothing to lose. That's the old school rule. That, you know, just try and start a fight because your season's done. Yeah. They've already won the NFC East. You start a fight to see how many of their guys can get kicked out and can't play next week or get kicked out leading into the playoffs and miss their bonuses. You know, it's a chess game. Yeah, I know that old game. I was saying, like, don't swing. But they swung.
Hey, but don't the Eagles still have to win? Even though they won the division, they're trying to position themselves in the playoffs to get home field. So it's something to play for still with the Eagles.
Well, that's we'd have to give a congrats to the Eagles because they are.
No, it's I'm the not.
First time.
No, I'm not.
Back-to-back champions of the division.
Donna said, "Sorry, host of the show. I'm not doing that."
I'm salty still. I'm not.
Donna,
the first lady is not happy.
Sportsmanship award when you played basketball.
There's no sportsmanship right
here. This is the first time in a long time that there's been a back-to-back champion of the NFC East.
And Donna says, "So what?"
Thank you, Lou. So what?
But that's only because Washington had injuries. There you go.
Looks like a better race. Would have been a tighter race. If they had everybody.
We all know what excuses are, family. Tools of incompetence, building monuments of nothingness, and those who specialize in them are usually
seldom capable of anything else.
Hey, it's no moral victories.
Hey, look, we got it's Christmas time, right? So let's talk about some things like that. Naughty or nice.
Ho, ho, ho.
Who were the guys that you would say were the nice guys on the Washington team this season, and who were naughty?
Bobby Wagner.
Bobby Wagner.
With his master's degree from Howard, ain't you?
Yeah.
Bobby Wagner, Zach Ertz.
I think
Bill was that gentleman and his knee.
Yeah. Tress Way going to the Pro Bowl. I mean, there's a lot.
Hayden Lane, alternate, punt return. Yeah. I mean,
there's a lot of nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of great guys.
A lot of nice.
Maybe too nice. That's why their record is what it is.
Who would you say is most likely to be Santa Claus when Washington Commanders?
What does that mean?
Like who would fit that role of Santa Claus? For me, I'm not going to say who I think.
What do you mean? Like you mean bringing gifts?
Bringing gifts, or just a fat white guy with a beard?
From the way they look, or the way they.
Oh, be honest. Be honest.
There you go. Tyler Biotis. That's the guy that I was thinking.
Tyler Biotis. But then when you hold on, a Tyler Biotis, Sam Cosmi composite.
Yes.
The two of them combined. Yeah. You're right.
Biotis, really.
Hybrids of the big guys.
Donna, you knew that was a setup. Tyler,
I know. Come on.
That's my boy, right?
Mark, Tyler Biotis is his boy.
Tyler.
He's got a bromance with Tyler Biotis.
Well, look, what about from a character standpoint, though? Don't forget about Bobby Wagner. He could throw that beard on and, because he's the guy that's always out there giving in the community. So I thought about him too.
Yeah, it's so many because a lot of them have great charitable foundations and they do a lot that we don't even know about. So, I mean, I think the rookies did a great job this year as far as their community engagement. So, I mean, I just think that the group, as far as values, community work and all that, you can take your pick because all of them, I think, was great.
And you know what? Thinking about culture and change, I mean, it's going to come on the football field. And this year was just a horrible year for injuries and everything like that. But when you still see them out in the community, again, we have all been here when our in-season and off-season were full of mess, like the FBI raiding your building and the owner doing this crazy stuff. You don't hear that anymore, right? So again, the change is happening. You see stand-up people at Thanksgiving, at Christmas time, and everything like that, even the ones that are injured, that are out there. So again, that is still part of the culture change that has happened here in Washington. So it's very, very hard to get to back-to-back whatever. I mean, Detroit tried it a couple years ago. Washington came in and beat them, right? Here, Washington went to the NFC Championship game. They're not even going to make the playoffs. It's very, very hard to have a consistent level of being in the postseason and getting to the last couple games every year. But what you can judge is what's happening with the culture of the thing. And we have heard a lot of lip service about culture, but all the people that you've talked about, Donna and Marvin and Mark, that are in there, there's no bad stuff being said, right? It's just, you know what? It hasn't happened on the field, but off the field, yeah.
100.
Yeah, let's talk about, let's give some kudos to another person who plays for another team in the league, but he's a homeboy. He's from Washington, Caleb Williams. And what I liked about what is happening with him, he really is apparently coachable because Ben Johnson came in there and he changed some things about Caleb, and he's turned into be an effective quarterback. But what I like is that he had that great game, and it was a night game, and then he comes back at 9 o'clock in the morning. He was out giving gifts to kids and homeless people for like several hours. I mean, that's the kind of guy and he's from DC. He's from our area. And Mark, the kids that come from our area since you work with the DC high schools.
Oh, yeah. I was blessed to know Caleb as he was coming up. And when he started going to Gonzaga, he actually hosted my son when my son was being recruited to go to Gonzaga out of 8th grade. I got a beautiful picture of Caleb. He was on his way to take his all-met picture. And my son's about maybe 5'4" at the time. He's 6 foot now. He's about 5'4" with glasses. And him and Caleb are sitting there talking. And Caleb gave him the greatest advice ever for a young quarterback. He said, 1, confidence, confidence, confidence. 2, know the playbook better than anybody else. Caleb is a great kid. He's always studied. He's always been ahead of the curve. He's never froze under pressure. If you remember how he won the championship his junior year with Gonzaga with the Hail Mary down at Catholic University to win the championship for Gonzaga. And if you don't know this, Caleb has his own youth football organization in Southern Maryland. He mentors kids and he funds a football team in Southern Maryland. And I mean, he's just a great overall guy. So if there was somebody we could have nominated for Santa Claus, my nomination would be Caleb Williams this year. Mr. Iceman. He's
I'm going to give him a hand clap, Marvin, because what has happened to him this year has been great with Ben Johnson, like you said. Ben Johnson not going there, I don't know we could say the same thing, but he has really helped develop Caleb a little bit more. So kudos to him and for his community work that he's doing also, which to me, as Lou said before, is what is all about. It's not so much just football, it's what they do in the community and impacting it for good.
And I think, hey, listen, when you look at that, Marvin, and you look at his first year in the league with Eberflus and now with Ben Johnson, right? Okay, so now you got to, and then look what's happening with Drake May up in New England, right? He's getting comfortable. This next year has got to be, whether it's, whoever the offensive coordinator is, I'm just going to say that, whoever the offensive coordinator and the head coach has got to get, Jaden in a position where he can be effective. There was too many times that I witnessed personally, and I know Donna saw it on the road, where it's just the play calling didn't really match, right? Okay, injuries, whatever, but this offensive line is one of the strengths of the team. So if you have an offensive line that is not that bad, right, and can run block and things like that, Jaden should have had a better year even when he was in there. So, again, I'm telling you that you see Drake May and you see Caleb Williams and you see Jaden Daniels. They all came in together. Look at the parts around them, calling plays, opening up things, and that's what's happening. We're going to be scrutinizing the people that are pulling the strings for these quarterbacks for the next couple of years, because that draft class is always going to be looked at together. All three of them are always going to be looked at together. Who's going to get to the Super Bowl first? Who's going to win the Super Bowl? Who's going to be the third and the second? That's always going to be out there, guys. And right now, Jaden had the first year. Looks like Caleb and Drake, they might end up in the Super Bowl together. Who knows? You never know. But I'm telling you right now, you got to be looking at those offensive coordinators.
The key is the progression. And Jaden didn't get to progress this year. Those other guys have really progressed from their first rookie year,
I still like Jaden.
Right. I love Jaden. I love Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury has been an offensive mastermind for a long time. I'm going to give him his props. He showed it last year. He just had Jaden. Well, you lose a running back. You think about it. B-Route, you don't have a big power back anymore. We don't have a power back. That takes away the running. That takes away the running game.
The ball, no matter what. They had good runners in there.
Had good runners, but no power back. Yeah, no power back.
Rodriguez is enough of a power back. They wasn't running the ball no matter what. But I'm like Lou, is that the second, Jaden was gone most of the season.
Right.
If you really think about it.
Never got in the groove.
Development was going to be stifled a little bit because he didn't play enough because of injury. So I'm like with Lou, come next year and whatever, you want to see him step forward, no matter who's in there calling the plays. I don't know who that might be. Still might be Kingsbury, but you definitely have to work towards Jaden's strengths, action plays, and behind the center. They've got to get Jaden behind the center.
Yes.
And what are we going to do with them? They're prepared for him.
So, Donna.
It's always great to take people by surprise. Nobody knew that Jaden Daniels was going to be that good last year.
Yeah.
This year, defensive coordinators are paid to stop him. So they did their job, and he never got his momentum in order for Cliff Kingsbury to do his job to keep defenses guessing. It was just, like I say, it was just a comedy of errors that the engine never really got started for the Commanders this year.
Especially after those injuries. I think he had a hard time even picking up coverages sometimes.
And that's the hard part, Marvin.
I don't think he was as confident
Marvin,
this year.
you mentioned a real good thing. You mentioned a real good conundrum that the Commanders had for a couple of weeks. He needed to be in there playing because he was struggling and he needs to progress, but he can't stay healthy. So it's like, it was a really, really hard couple of weeks, but I am so glad that they sat him down because at the end of the day, sometimes you just got to do the Roberto Duran, be like, get this kid ready for next year.
That's right.
And I think being ready again is action plays. I was talking to someone about how does Jaden get better and how do they use his strengths? Action plays and get him behind the center and then you will take the ball from calling plays, because a lot of Jaden getting hurt is you don't want plays being called on the run. You just want him to naturally run, but you get him behind the center and he sees the field much better there. So I like to see them develop him a little bit more of allowing him to be behind the center a little bit more.
Well, when you're under the center, you don't get to see the whole defense as well. And that's what they do. They do a lot of smoke and mirrors in this league. Everybody knows that what you see is not going to be what you get as a quarterback. when you put him under center, it limits what he can see. And that usually is why in these spread offenses that everybody in the league is running now, that's why they keep him back in the shotgun so they can see and make adjustments. But when you're under center, it kind of shrinks the playbook a little bit.
But
so
you
that's
have
why
to
you rarely see
develop
people.
him.
Even they started as kids now. Kids don't even know how to go under center anymore because everybody's in shotgun because they're running these spread and wide open offenses.
But I still think that you need to develop him so that he is comfortable behind the center too.
Yeah. He's got to be able to do both.
Yeah, but look at the quarterbacks that Lou called out, and some of those ones, they still play a lot of the quarterbacks from behind the center, and they do the shotgun. But if you don't allow Jayden to develop overall behind the center and all that, you're doing him a disservice.
Yeah. Hey, let's switch up and talk a little bit about some history at Christmas time. I want to just acknowledge December 27th, 1892, Biddle versus Livingstone in Salisbury, North Carolina, was the first HBCU football game. And it was played in driving snow right there during the Christmas break. It was Biddle, 4-0, who won that game. I think it was something like 4 points was a touchdown back then. So it was just one touchdown. If you ever get to see some footage, some pictures of that, it was awesome, apparently. And it was our first HBCU football game, 1892 at Christmas time. And it was played at Livingstone in Salisbury, North Carolina. Biddle now is Johnson C. Smith. So
shout out to the CIAA starting football.
Is Johnson C. Smith. So I just wanted to pass on that history, some HBCU history, and some Christmas history. And before we leave, everybody's got about 10 seconds. Donna, Lou, Mark, what's your favorite Christmas song?
In my mind.
It said in my mind.
In my mind. Christmas does not start until you hear those three words. Am I right?
Silent Night.
All right.
It's called Silent Night, brother. That's the name of the song. It's Silent Night.
It's in my mind.
Silent Night. Okay. I love the Temptations. Donna, Mark?
I'm a Temptations person too, but I don't know. I got too many and everything. I might be saying Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer only because when you hear that, you know it's Christmas. But that ain't my favorite one. Yeah. I like the Temptations whole album. That's what I like.
That whole album. Yeah.
Donnie Hathaway, This Christmas, hands down, period.
Kirk Franklin's.
Right, Mark.
Kirk Franklin's is 30 years this year. 30 years for that album.
Donnie Hathaway, that album? This Christmas.
Donnie Hathaway,
this Christmas.
There you go, Mark.
Drop the mic.
And look, and I'm old school.
It ain't Christmas till you hear it.
The Christmas song by Nat King Cole.
Yes.
That's my favorite.
There you go.
And every once in a while, I'll sing that song.
Oh.
So, Lou, next time we're in the press box, I might sing that song.
I'm bringing my camera for that.
Lou has to sit right next to me, and he has to hear that. So,
hey, Lou, that means Thursday, right?
Right.
Thursday, Christmas Day.
All right. Well, thanks so much, guys, and happy holidays to you guys. Thanks for joining us, and happy holidays to all our viewers out there. Season's greetings. Merry Christmas, happy Kwanzaa, and all those good things. So for Sideline Report, I'm Marvin Jackson. We'll see you next time. Have a Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.